Say it clear, say it loud, gay is good, gay is proud. This was the chant at the very first LGBT plus Pride March. As shocking as it may be, these events didn't just pop up overnight. It has taken decades for Pride to grow into the extravagant festival that we know today. It all started with a police raid at a well-known queer bar. A year later, cities across America held political marches in commemoration of this raid and the riots that followed. Each year, Pride festivals become more and more spirited and expressive. Today, there are over 300 Pride festivals spread across the world with extravagant events, costumes, and floats. This celebration stemmed from a tragic event and bloomed into the extravagant week-long festival that we today know as Pride. The event that sparked the Pride movement was the riots at Stonewall Inn when police raided this publicly open gay club. Initially, the NYPD were at no fault as they had probable cause to search the club. According to History.com, in New York City in the 1960s, homosexuality was outlawed, and it was illegal to even sell alcohol to homosexual individuals. To regulate this law, venues known to serve queer people were just not issued liquor licenses per the New York State Liquor Authority. The Stonewall Inn, located on Christopher Street in Manhattan, had become one of the only establishments where everyone was encouraged to be themselves. It was a safe place for the LGBT plus community, among other groups of outcasts and misfits. It was a luxury for same-sex couples to display public acts of affection that were not permitted in other bars. It was a place to let loose and have fun without judgment or worry of legal trouble. This all changed on Saturday, June 28, 1969, when the NYPD barged into this club. However, their true intentions soon became clear to everyone in attendance. A first-person account was given by Scott G. Brown, interviewed by Teen Vogue. The policemen told partygoers that they'd be checking IDs and making arrests. The crowd, fed up with harassment and social discrimination, took it upon themselves to fight back, and Brown described this event as the LGBT community's Rosa Parks movement. These riots continued for another 5 days after the raid. Only 13 people were officially arrested that night, according to History.com, but they ignited a flame within the LGBT community, raising awareness and proving that a change needed to be made. Since then, there have been numerous defining moments in Pride history. 1 year later, on June 28, 1970, the Christopher Street Liberation Day March was held in commemoration of the Stonewall riots, according to an article on nypl.org. It covered 51 blocks, and it ended in Central Park, where participants held a gay-in, mimicking the sit-ins of the civil rights movement, according to Bryn Holland, a writer for History.com. The event was described as a protest rally by the New York Times, and it was more of a political statement than a party. During the same weekend, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Chicago also held demonstrations. The events in San Francisco and LA were similar to that of New York in that they only held a march and that San Francisco also held a gay-in. Chicago, on the other hand, held a week-long conference, and it included a march, various workshops, speeches, and even a gay dance. These events set the bar for gay pride marches in the following years. In 1974, Pat Rocco, one of the first openly gay filmmakers, produced the idea to hold an event more similar to a festival or carnival than ever seen before. As stated by WeHoville.com, the location for this festival was in Hollywood, and it was the first ever Pride festival to include rides and food, although it did also hold speeches and information booths on sexual liberation and LGBT rights. Fast forward to February 1979, when our nation planned the first National March on Washington for LGBT rights to be held on October 14, 1979. These were to commemorate the 10th anniversary year of the Stonewall riots, according to HoustonLGBTHistory.org. Many organizations came together to make this event something that the country had never seen before. Some of the organizations that endorsed the march included the National Gay Task Force, the Gay Rights National Lobby, and the National Organization for Women. GeoReview.org estimated that 75 to 125,000 individuals participated in this event. The March on Washington opened up a door in the United States and showing the population how serious the gay rights movement truly was and is. Over the years, Pride has blossomed from traditional marches into spectacular festivals. Today, Pride is celebrated all around the globe with loads of intricate details and fabulous events. Cities everywhere hold week-long Pride events, and they have decided to recognize the month of June as Gay Pride Month. The one universal aspect of Pride that is included in each festival is a parade. Participants work for weeks or months even, constructing and building their costumes for these parades. Each individual expresses themselves a little differently at Pride, and their outfits can range from simple and colorful to bold and over-the-top as shown here. Each parade also has a unique way of expressing Pride with its participants and its entries, although some groups are displayed across the globe. Some of the worldwide entries include people walking for those who can't, gay parents, and parents to LGBT+ children. Modern festivals can incorporate speeches, rallies, Miss Pride pageants, parades, parties, awards, and dances, but almost every Pride holds a concert or series of concerts, including artists ranging from local bands just beginning to A-list celebrities. Some of the big names that have performed at these events are Ariana Grande, Charlie Puth, Bruno Mars, among the others listed here. Some of these artists are a part of the LGBT+ community themselves, and some of them are simply showing support. Like these artists' music, the festivals are easily accessible to almost everyone in the world. In 2017, there have been over 330 Pride events, and there are many more planned for the remainder of the year, as shown on gaypridecalendar.com. Almost half of these festivals were in the United States, and just within Michigan, there are 3 official Pride festivals each year held in Detroit, Ferndale, and Kalamazoo. The enthusiasm and passion shines bright during these events. No matter where you are in the world, there is most likely a Pride festival not too far away. Gay Pride started as a somber demonstration and march in New York City to commemorate the Stonewall riots and has grown to be a passionate celebration at which people across the globe are free to express who they truly are. The Stonewall Inn provided members of the LGBT+ community with a safe place to call their own until the raid on June 1969. The Christopher Street Liberation Day March commemorated the riots, serving as the first Gay Pride parade, and other events soon followed. Almost 50 years later, Pride festivals are found all over the world with elaborate floats, rooftop parties, and award ceremonies. But regardless of the era, the one thing that Pride has always embodied and has handed down through the years is the endless amount of love and support for each participant in attendance.